I'm Kelly Tappenden, the Human Nutrition Endowed Professor at the University of Illinois and co-chair for the ACCN Clinical Nutrition Conference. It's very interesting. We've known for a long time that route of delivery does impact the microbiota in babies, wherein a far more robust, stable microbiota is seeded when a baby is delivered vaginally compared to their cesarean-delivered counterparts, which have a far less stable and abundant microbiota, more similar to the environment than the commensal gut microbiota that we know to be advantageous. Now, there's been new data that showed us that it may in fact be the physiological stimuli of labor that actually produces changes from the microbiota into the mother's breast milk, and that labor can have that effect. So if someone has an emergency C-section and has gone through that process of injury, their breast milk microbiota will be far more beneficial to that child. So there's a new slant on how we've traditionally thought about it. Dysbiosis is an abnormal, less beneficial community of microbes within the gut. And so that dys meaning unusual or not as helpful. So what's interesting is that many childhood and adult diseases that have not thought to be related to the gut have a dysbiosis associated with them. So the common beneficial players that we would want to see within the gut microbiota aren't there in the same proportions. Now, it's a chicken or an egg. You know, did that lead to the disease and contribute to the disease pathogenesis, or is the disease resulting in the change in the microbiota is something we need to understand, but it's an interesting association nonetheless. Prebiotics are a very important strategy that we really need to consider when we're thinking about the intestinal microbiota. There's been so much work on probiotics, and they certainly are provocative in nature and have beneficial results, but we also need to consider prebiotics and the similar roles that can be induced with nutrients. It's interesting, if you look at probiotic data, usually the benefits in the shedding of that specific probiotic is present when the individual is consuming the probiotic. Prebiotics, though, seem to have a lasting effect. They're providing the substrate to help establish that robust and stable community, and therefore the effects of prebiotic consumption seem to be far more lasting even after the probiotic has been discontinued. Co-chairing this ACCN Clinical Nutrition Conference has been a real pleasure to me and such a great opportunity because it brings together such a diverse group of individuals who are interested in the advances and controversies in clinical nutrition. So at experimental biology, all of us scientists get together and we discuss our most recent research, but here there's a blend. We have other practitioners that are coming in that may not be basic scientists, and it really brings on a different feel to the meeting. It's top science and all of those cutting edge advantages, but it has a real life feel for it too that makes it extra applicable.